You could argue that every player in the NHL has something to prove, whether it's showing that their career year wasn't just a fluke, or proving that they even belong in the league. But here are 3 players, in no particular order, who I think have the most to prove for the Ducks heading into next season. Mason McTavish finished the 23-24 season with 19 goals and 23 assists in 64 games. 1 point less than the year prior, but he did play 16 less games. And outside of the beginning of the season, you could question how healthy he was, especially in the second half of the season, just like most Ducks players last year. When healthy and in the lineup, McTavish showed flashes of why he could be a dynamic player for the Ducks for years to come. He competes and battles all over the ice, thriving in tight spaces and on the rush. In his second season, he expanded his game beyond his rookie year, adjusting to the speed of NHL play, which allowed him to control the pace, create chances, and extend plays.
McTavish trying to protect the puck out high, left it on the blue line.
Not to mention, after Henrique was traded, McTavish led the team in faceoff percentage, with no one else coming close to the number of draws he took. With so much improvement on the offensive side, his defensive game and discipline issues came to light. He nearly doubled his penalty minutes from the previous year, again in 16 fewer games. His 38 penalties were the 5th most in the NHL. Look at all the Duckies. Finally, something we're good at. Now, some of this can be attributed to adjusting to a new system under first-year head coach Greg Cronin. It's almost ironic how many stick infractions the Ducks took when Cronin was emphasizing defending without a stick from day one. In the first 2 months of the season, McTavish was on pace for 100 points before his upper body injury in December. While he most likely will never hit 100 points, there is no doubting his offensive talent.
On the box, McTavish tipped to him, short-handed, score! Mason McTavish, a short-handed goal!
However, his new defensive struggles are concerning. That's something that has never been an issue in the years prior. So again, we'll chalk it up to learning a new system. But if he continues, we might have to talk about him in the same light as Zegras when it comes to defensive woes. And I would argue that Zegras was actually better defensively this year than him, because of the massive steps Z took. McTavish might have to tone down his aggressive play and be more mindful of when to attack, which should come with time. This is a big year for McTavish. While he is technically eligible for a contract extension now, it's probably in the best interest of both him and the team to wait. He needs to prove that his defensive and discipline lapses were just a fluke. Maybe he has a hot start to the season next year and gets a contract extension during the year. He is certainly training like he is trying to get that contract right now, though. Dude looks shredded. But realistically, that seems unlikely, as Verbeek has yet to sign anyone to a contract until after their previous contract has expired. In fact, Verbeek was quoted last offseason when it came to RFAs, saying something like, "When I was a player, contracts were a distraction, so we will have to wait until the season ends to talk to the players' agents so they can focus on just playing hockey without distractions." It would be very telling if McTavish was offered a contract during the year, considering how negotiations with Drysdale, Zegras, and Terry dragged on into the start of camp last year. This could mean that Verbeek sees McTavish as a player who fits his vision for the team, or that he has learned from his mistakes as a rookie GM to not drag out contracts. Because the next player with the most to prove, Trevor Zegras, had his contract negotiations dragged out, and it had lasting effects throughout the whole season, starting with him beginning the season injured, possibly from him being out of shape or overdoing it in training camp to catch up. This is undoubtedly the biggest year of Zegras' career. Between the injuries and trade speculation, he will have to prove to Verbeek that he is worth keeping around, if that's what he wants. Otherwise, this may very well be Z's last year with the Ducks. With this being his most adversity-filled season ever, he put up just 15 points in 31 games. A far cry from his back-to-back 60-point seasons. To be honest, this year is a wash for me when it comes to Z. There are too many variables at play. Now I know I just called it a wash, but we did also see a dramatic improvement on the defensive side of the puck. He has proved already that he is willing to learn and improve on the defensive end. Now it's about proving he can stay healthy and combining his offensive and defensive talent for a more complete game. When he was finally healthy, he was a point-per-game player, and the defensive game was still there. I hope he proves to Verbeek he can be a part of this team and a winning player. Like I have said before, There is no scenario right now in which the Ducks win a trade involving Zegras, unless it's a major overpay, which makes no sense because Zegras' value is at its lowest it's ever been. Which again, I have already talked about Z in this full video here, so if you haven't checked it out yet, go do so. And this is why his section is shorter than everyone else's. I'm expecting him to prove lots of people wrong this season, and I can't wait for the show.
Trevor takes it in behind the net. He scores! A lacrosse goal!
You know who else I can't wait to see put on a show? Cutter Gauthier. It's probably crazy to put a rookie on a most to prove list, because it is, but undoubtedly he will have the most eyeballs on him this year, as every Flyers fan will be tuning in just to see him fail. What a whirlwind year this has been for Cutter. First, he won gold with Team USA at World Juniors. Then, he came close to winning an NCAA title and was a finalist for the Holby Baker Award. He, of course, was also traded, and not just traded for anyone. He was traded for someone labeled by the Ducks organization as a part of their core four. The trade is still shocking, and to be honest, sometimes it still doesn't feel real. His need to prove himself is different from that of McTavish and Zegras. His story revolves around proving he is an NHL player. All signs point to yes, and we already know he is a point-per-game player.
Yeah! Let's go! Yeah! Yes, let's go! Oh yeah, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Holy, that feels great.
But he said himself he has never played 82 games in a season. It's a grind, and no doubt he will have some lulls throughout the season. Flyers fans will have a field day when he does. While we may never know more than that it was a personal matter as to why Cutter asked for a trade, he has done everything right since joining the Ducks. He has shown nothing but commitment and leadership. He attended development camp when he didn't need to, and I believe he is the only player from his draft class to do so. He wants to get stronger and be prepared to smash expectations. Expectations are high, with him already being named in the Calder race and already locked in the top of the lineup by most fans, including me. Maybe the expectations are too high, but he has to show flashes of what he can become, especially on January 11th in Philadelphia, where it will no doubt be a toxic and maybe even above a playoff-type atmosphere as the Flyers faithful get their chance to take the revenge on a kid. Cutter is already ready for it, though. It's going to be an exciting game, and he is already pumped for it. With everything that happened, obviously, he wants to play well and do his thing. Now again, he is a rookie, so this isn't a make-or-break year, but there is no doubt he wants to prove everyone, and even to himself, that he made the right decision. Who do you think has the most to prove next season? I do have a couple honorable mentions, Lukas Dostal and Troy Terry. I almost thought about putting Dostal instead of Cutter, just because of the rookie factor, but I decided to go with the story. Dostal, no doubt, has something to prove this year in a contract year, with Verbeek saying it will be a 1A, 1B type of goalie situation in Anaheim this year. He is going to have to prove he can be a starter. Coming off leading Czechia to a world championship, he looks ready, but he did go through stretches of inconsistent play with some really high highs and some real lows. It's not a question of if he gets a contract next season, it's what type. Troy Terry is simple. He got a big contract extension, and he didn't live up to it in year one. The soon-to-be father of two will be looking for a major bounce back next season, or his contract will start to look unfavorable to say the least. Don't make me hate you, Timmy, please. Realistically, you could put Carlson, Michikov, and maybe Zellweger on this list too, but given it was their rookie season last year, they showed enough, and their careers don't depend on this year. I just want to give a brief shout out to our sponsor for this month, Sports Spider. Guys, if you're tired of searching multiple websites for sports news, SportsSpider.com has you covered. They collect the latest articles, videos, and podcasts from around the web and organize them by your favorite teams. If you want to stay as updated as possible on our Anaheim Ducks, hit the link in the description down below and check out SportsSpider.com. It really helps out the channel. Thank you to our members. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and go Ducks!
Yeah! Let's go! Yeah! Yes, let's go! What? Let's go! Woo! Holy. Oh yeah, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Holy. That feels great. Thank you.